Hi, and welcome to Homo Ludens, the channel on history and board games. And we're here for, I think it's not even the second, not the third, but potentially the fourth video on Pax Penning that we're doing, Matilda. So yeah, and just to be clear, Matilda is not paying me, so that's it. I'm doing this out of my own heart, and also because I really like this game quite a lot. And we're going to be doing a game, teach and play of Pax Penning. So if you don't know, we've had a few content on the channel about it. We had a long form interview of Matilda. So if you want after the stream, I recommend that you go and watch this. We also talk about turncoats and other stuff that Matilda was doing before doing Pax Penning. We had a preview, we had a teaser. So the teaser probably not worth it to watch it anymore. But if you want to see the preview and the actual components, that would be it. But yeah, and I thought that it would be nice to do this teach and play with a very specific group of people. So I invited David Masnato, who's the graphic designer behind Pax Penning, who's done an amazing work on this one. And I'm very happy to have you on, because I like to feature also the other people that makes game possible. So that's really great. Matilda, the designer, and one of the meanest gamer I know. So that's so I expect the game to be actually quite short. And Dan Thurot from SpaceBiff, and Dan and I have this plan of playing all of the PAX games together. I'm really slow in making this happen. We played PAX Renaissance last year. We're playing Pax Penning now, but I hope that this year we might do 2 or 3 in the year. So let's hope for that. And I expect that Pax Transhumanity is going to be the next one. And I was thinking, Dan, if you want, I would like to do at the end of the series. Hopefully it should happen after Pax Hispanica is being released, so we'll have play everything that is available, to do one of those tier lists.
Perfect.
That could be fun. But yeah, I can see that there is actually quite a few people already in the stream, so thanks everyone for being here. I see that Alan is here. As usual, Oliver is ready, and Molotov Kokatiel was here 1 hour early, which is bold, knowing that I'm always late. Being here 1 hour early, I mean, it's quite something. But yeah, that's really awesome. So thanks to the three of you for being here. How is everyone doing? Maybe we can start with you, David. You were telling us that it was the first time that you were interacting like as a human being, like speaking and talking with Matilda for the first time. So what's up with that?
Yeah, this is this is so fun. I'm so excited to be getting to do this. But yeah, this is a thing that we haven't really talked about publicly. Matilda and I have done all of the coordination and communication and design work for turncoats and Pax Penning up until this point entirely via text communication. We've never, like, I've seen interviews with Matilda and listened to interviews with her, so like I've seen her face and I've heard her voice, but like this is the first time we are speaking face to face to each other.
Yeah, and this is the first time I'm even hearing your voice, I think. So
yeah, I don't really do as much live stuff as you or interview type things. So yeah, this is it's kind of wild. But it's yeah.
As I was saying, I'm happy to create this space for you to finally interact normally together. So yeah, that's great. But yeah, I'm really excited to have you here once again. I really think that the work that you've done on Pax Penning is amazing. So I think it's really cool. We just lost Dan. It got too emotional for Dan. He's probably gonna be back. Yeah, he's back. Yeah, Dan is back. And yeah, Matilda, so happy to have you again on the show. First time you're coming over for a stream. So that's quite nice. But yeah, what's up since last time that we spent some time together? I think it was last summer in London.
Yeah, last summer in London. Since then, like, finished the game. I also, like, at that point, I had also like finished my master's in dentistry, and now I've been working as a dentist for like 6 months or so, which hasn't left that much time for like game design. So it's lucky that Pax Penning was mostly done when we were playing it. Like, there's been no significant change. No, I don't think there's even been like any changes other than rulebook stuff since the last time we played.
I think the thing is that this version of the rulebook, a bit more detailed, didn't exist when we played together.
It existed as a Word document,
yeah, but not as a final laid out one. Yeah,
because really the function of that rulebook is the reason that I can't be at every table ever and explain the history of the game. And just presenting the tiny little booklet would have been too much. Like, that's too opaque. There's not enough to find out about the history.
And apart from this, apart from a couple of rules clarification, I think it felt like it was exactly the same. So yeah, no specific changes. And yeah, Dan, you're back on the channel after a year of hiatus, and it was completely on me. But yeah, it's nice to have you back. What's up on your side, Dan?
Nothing.
Yeah, you no big wave of hate because you said something bad about a game recently, or you've been really nice recently.
There's always that. There's always grumpy internet people, right?
Yeah, they're always here. They're probably here in the chat right now, waiting for you to say something.
Oh no,
they're everywhere. They're everywhere. But that's great. So enough with the intro. We're gonna jump in. So we're playing on ScreenTop.gg. Just a question, maybe for you, David. Is this version of the module free? Accessible, or do they have to ask on a Discord server or something like this?
So right now it is publicly available. You have to get to it from my account on ScreenTop.gg, but over the next few days, Matilda and I are going to work on getting access back over to her account. So the same place that you'll find turncoats and the current outdated version of Pax Penning, you'll be able to find this over there. It will be free. I think we'll probably ask David, the developer of ScreenTop, to put it on the home screen. Like, you can find turncoats on the home screen.
Okay, that's great to know. And I can see that Zoe has decided to be the grumpy internet chatter. So that's good. We have someone taking that role, taking the mantle. So that's great. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
So you're now contractually obligated to complain about lack of cards.
But someone has to do it, and that's fine with me. But yeah, so that's great. We haven't featured. I think it's the first time that I'm featuring a ScreenTop.gg the game on the channel. It's a platform that I find really pleasing to use. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to use it that much, and I would like to upskill myself in being able to do my own prototype on there, because it's a pretty cool platform. So if I struggle a bit, that's gonna be just be kind. And the other thing is, for the three of you, if you could avoid to actually watch my screen, because you actually know how many stones I have in my own home, in my own house. So try not to cheat. I will probably lose anyway, so you really don't need to look at this information.
Oh no, I think I'm going to be taking that honor.
I mean, technically, all of us could walk away from this with a win.
It's true.
But yeah, that's great. So I was thinking that we're going to do a rolling teach. So we're going to be playing, I think all of us know the game already, right, Dan? So I'm really just extremely bad at it. So but I know how it works. So that's the thing. So I guess we can probably have maybe Matilda explaining us the broad context of what we're trying to achieve. And then while we start playing, maybe explaining the different moves that we take. And Matilda, you can jump in, explain some stuff, and provide maybe some historical context as you see fit.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, and the big questions coming in. Actually, that's a good question that we will probably discuss at the end of this stream. And it's something that we were talking a bit about with Dan at the end of the PAX Renaissance stream, where we're talking about what makes a PAX game a PAX game. So that's probably something that I would be curious to have yours, Matilda and David, opinion on it also. But now we focus on this one.
So I'm just going to make sure I sit in the right angle for the camera. The game Pax Penning, it takes place in roughly from 995 and ends roughly around 1036. The ending point is less important than the start. It is about essentially a vanity project that the first Christian king of Sweden attempted, where he tried to introduce currency and such into an area of his kingdom where he was weak, like a little frontier town almost. Not really, but kind of a frontier town. The Danish and Norwegian kings were attempting similar things at the time. And in one of the cities they attempted it with, it is Lund, which is today like a modern student city in Sweden. Those projects were much more like successful than the Sigtuna project, which I think is very funny. Like canonically, this game ends in a massive failure on the part of the crown. And the coins got continuously worse and worse for like the 30 years, after which they were cancelled and did not try making coins again for another 200 years. So that is the state of things. We the players are in the classic Pax term, the local movers and shakers. We're wealthy farmer republic, wealthy representatives of farmer republics, Vikings, and small kings. Because this is not a united state. Chieftains. This is not a united state in any capacity. People can call themselves pretty much whatever they want. Each of us is represented by. Since we don't know much about the people, all the primary sources about the time period suck so much. We have to largely rely on the archaeological record in equal measure. But these stones are, we as players are represented by 5 rune stones, I suppose. And these are real rune stones, by the way. Last weekend, I was back in Stockholm for like a thing. So I also spent a day just driving around Uppland and visited each of the 5 rune stones used in the game. Anyway, back to the central conceit of the game itself. We're just trying to come out on top here. Like, either if the king is going to succeed, then we want to make sure to be like on his good side, loyal to him when the nation building project succeeds. Or if it looks like things are not going to succeed, then we would rather focus on our own local power, the internal hierarchy, which represents it's the dragon on the right side of the board. It represents the sort of the present power structure that already existed in the land. It's might not stick around for the upcoming century, but right now it is here and it is important. Does that feel like a sufficient historical background? Because I can go on.
No, I know. I think this is enough. And once again, there is other content on the channel where people can hear a bit more about all this. I think especially in the interview you talk about it at length. So I think it's good. But that's great. I think for setting up the stage and what we're going to be trying to achieve. So if you're wondering. Matilda will be blue, Dan will be black, David will be white, and I will be red. You can see on the top left actually of the screen here in the UI, you can see our different factions, and you can see all of my stones that are in my house. But of course, you can see this because you're seeing my view, but it's secret information for all of the other players. So I don't know what's the constitution of the houses of the different players, and this represents influence. But yeah, what do you think we should do? Do you want to explain maybe on a high level how is the turn structured, and then we start playing?
I think we start with setup, because a lot of stuff makes more sense once you've done setup.
Okay.
So the kings and pawns are already in place, and all the chess pieces. Each of us should have, not right now we have 1 of each, but we should have random coins rather than just 1 of each.
So we have to do. So we all have a physical coin with us that we are going to be able to.
Mine is not to brag, but mine is a silver replica.
Wait a minute.
Memorial replica that it did in 1995 for the 1,000-year anniversary of Sigtuna.
Wow.
So how much would the game have cost if you actually had put some of those in the...
For a full set, hang on, I have to bring up the calculator.
I was really impressed that actually the set that Matilda sent me was all real silver replicas. So, so that was very generous.
Yeah, I understand why your reviews are so good.
I think the price for it, the price for a full set of these for 1 game would be, I think, about 500 euros.
Worth
just
it.
for the
Totally
coins.
worth it.
Worth it.
Totally worth
Just
it.
for
Yeah.
the coins.
Yeah, good. With all that coffee money that I get from my
exactly.
from my backers, I can just buy a set. By the
So
way,
how about we randomize those coins?
If you wish to support the show and support what we do here, you should find a link on Coffee link in the description, and you can donate on Coffee up to $1 amounts to more, and you will have access to our Discord server. But yeah, I'm gonna flip my coin here. So blank and okay, so I just have to change the order here, but I'm basically blank and not blank.
Yeah, I had the same thing.
Okay, yeah, but additional in. Yeah, that would be cool for, yeah. That would be
The
quite
real
wild,
Patreon
Olivier.
component
Quite
is
wild.
using like the actual historical coins. I think each coin was about like 5,000 euros or something, like a replica, maybe even more for like an original historical silver coin from the period.
So
That's the Patreon component.
we've done setup 1.2.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we should randomly determine the order of the hierarchy. Should we just roll a die?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And let's see what is the thing.
I'm gonna take a die, and
I
I
think
think
just-
roll is F.
F
Roll
is-
is F.
Yeah. Oh, 1. Okay. I guess I'm at the bottom.
I got a 2.
2.
Okay, so
So
I'm
I think
going to-
is
So yeah.
there we go.
Looks like Dan is at the top, and I'll
Yeah.
be in between.
Yeah.
So this is basically the local standing. Right now, Dan is at the top of the hierarchy.
Yeah.
And Fred is right at the bottom. Well, the only one more unpopular than him right now is the king. The king's coin cannot. During the game we can move during this hierarchy, and it is very important for one of the game's 2 primary victory conditions.
Yeah.
Basically,
But I think
you wanna
it's
be on top.
but everyone likes a good underdog story, so so it's good. I'm exactly where I wanted to be. So I'll say that. Okay, I'll put back the dice into the dice pool, and I'll pick up this one. Good, great. Okay.
So next up is each of us has placed 4 stones in Sigtuna, except for Fred. Fred the Red.
Yeah, I'm coming.
I think you can control click to.
I can take me to the one.
Yeah, if you shift click, you can select multiple and drag them together.
Oh yeah. Okay, great. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another
then-
thing that might be helpful for you, Fred, as you're streaming, if you select any component on the table and hold down the spacebar, it'll make a really big version.
This is what I was trying to do. I
Yeah.
couldn't find the control for it.
Yeah, so
Okay.
if for folks at home who want to see things a little more close up,
Yeah.
that might
And
be
let
helpful.
me know in the chat if there is anything that you want us to focus on. And of course, if you have any question about the rules, any questions that you have for David and Matilda regarding the design process of the game, just feel free to jump in. Cool. So now I guess I start giving by giving 2 stones in to every other house.
Yeah. So
Well, in
the
my case,
reason for this.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really have a choice in the sense that do we do it simultaneously? No, I do it first. Yeah, start
Yeah.
from me.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Exactly. So let's see. David, you should wait a bit with your stones.
Oh, I'm
because
sorry.
we do it in hierarchy order, because that
Oh,
means
shoot.
you can hand
Because then-
off the stones that you receive,
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sorry,
even during setup. If you
David doesn't know the rules.
I don't know the rules.
Yeah.
I just made it look nice. I don't know what I'm doing.
So the reason these stones matter is because Pax Penning has a mechanic for stealing victory from other players. If a player wins and you have the most stones behind their screen, you get to steal their victory. Just take it and go home. It's a very rude mechanic. I think it's the funniest part of the game, personally.
I think it's an awesome mechanic. I think it's
Yeah.
the game would be sad without it. That would be it's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. And you also during this place. Let's see, lowest in hierarchy. So you get to place.
Yeah, I think Dan, you were a bit early here.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
You're the last one
I think
to give your stones.
I'm
no,
just
no,
I'm just so used to being powerful.
Actually, I realized we went in the wrong order. We start with the top of the hierarchy.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Also, Fred, you need to place a die somewhere on the map.
Okay, so while all of you are giving me back my influence, I will place a die somewhere.
Yeah, and then we can.
There we go.
So I should. There we go. Now does everyone have
screen top?
Does everyone have 2 from me except for Fred?
I don't have 2 from you.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I give you back your
Yeah. Okay, so now everyone has 2 from me, right?
Yes.
Okay. So my coolest person in all of Siktuna's duty is done.
You also have to place a runestone somewhere and a die.
Lewis, yeah, that's screentop .gg. So yeah, this is where we're playing this one. And as it was said at the beginning of the stream, I don't think you were connected yet. It's gonna be made available soon on the platform, so it should be available on the homepage in the coming days or weeks, I guess. So yeah, expect an update there. And I will add a link in the description to Matilda's website if you want to order Pax Penning. Okay. Okay, so you did your placement.
Yes.
So that's
So now it's David's turn.
Yep. And I'm placing 2 in everybody's houses.
Correct.
So this die over here should be moved, right? Like it's not out yet.
Yes, it is out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I placed it at the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. Player lowest in hierarchy player places 1 extra at the beginning.
Okay, and then I'll place. Let's see. Place my rune over here, and then I will roll a die and place it. Ooh.
So what I would say, David, is if we had 2 lines to order the stones behind your screen, like there are 3 lines in Siktuna, a second line on the that might be easier.
Yeah, that's a good note. I will might actually take some notes while we're playing so I can update this and
we're playtesting it live.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, when you're done, David, let us know.
Yeah, I'm all set.
Okay, so
Did you place? You place a runestone? Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
It's right
it's
over
here.
there.
Okay.
It's a stealth runestone.
Yeah, it's very stealthy.
My turn. I think I will. Okay, so I'm gonna start by just.
Who plays the 2 just here? This is so mean. Is it you, Matilda?
No, it's not me. I haven't placed any dice yet.
I think that might have been Dan.
Oh my God, Dan! Awful behavior.
Yeah, this one up here on the top right, I placed that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
What's wrong with you?
Brigands, I paid them.
Dan,
I don't know.
Our interests do seem to be somewhat aligned. So, what if we did like this?
Yeah, stress on the somewhat. I think it's. I think it's.
We're like this, best friends.
I mean, we're both Kingsmen.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like if you're both Kingsmen, you're actually the worst enemies, if anything. I would say. Just saying. Yeah, then it's really up to you.
Okay.
So is it my turn then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 in each. Interesting. Then I know what I do. It's 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. And then I'm going to place one. Here. And then I'm going to roll a die and place some brigands. Nice. So where are... Yes, perfect. Here you go.
Oh, that's rude.
Fred. So nasty.
Yeah, I know. Right.
For
So
context, everyone, these dice, for money to flow, we need these roads, the pawns, to pass by our own stones on the roads. That is the way to generate income. However, the dice act as roadblocks, and if there's dice on the roads, you can't get by. So Fred has just blocked both of us. This is still part of setup.
yeah, this is started. So this is Olivier.
Yeah.
This is not an action. We're doing the setup. So what we're doing is that each of us were placing 2 stones in each other's houses.
Yes.
You might have seen what I was doing there. And then the thing that I had to do after that was place a rune stone somewhere on the track. And this is the main economical system. And then you place 1 die that represents a brigand. And I just blocked the access to Dan's rune stone.
And mine.
That was just
It was
that
attack on the whole coalition.
That was
Yeah.
unfortunate. I'm really sorry, but you did say that you were allies, so I think it made sense that I did it for David and I. That's
Thank
the
you.
thing. So David also has a share of responsibility for what just happened.
Yeah, David's like, don't bring me into this.
Again,
He's
I just made it look nice. I have nothing to do with with any of what's happening right now.
I guess we're done with setup, and now we're going to start playing, and for everyone in the chat, we'll explain each action that we're doing as we're doing it, so it's a bit clear.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah. So just a brief explanation of what you do on your turn. First of all, you're going to get dice. The way you get dice is either by having silver coins in your house, in front of your house here, which means you get silver coin. You have silver coins, which means you're not paying taxes. You're doing your own thing. You're hosting your own great parties. Important note about not paying taxes: the king did not have taxation rights in this part of the country at this point in time, so no one was paying taxes. But still, you're leaving more money for yourself, or not money, but resources and stuff. So the dice represent resources. On your turn, you're going to roll as many dice as you can get your hands on, basically, and roll them. You're then going to use those dice to power the chess pieces, which represents the game's various actions. And you're also looking to roll pairs, because pairs they basically mean that you've successfully interacted with the political economy that relies on parties and gifts and sort of very informal, an informal economy that is of gifts, to be simple. And it means that you also take all sort of fun actions, influence the hierarchy, lets you flip points, and it causes the movement of stones. We'll also go through each of the chess pieces as they become relevant. But I think we'll start with just letting Fred roll those dice.
Okay, so I'm the first player. Good.
No, Dan is the first.
No, it's Dan.
player
Yeah, I was
because he is on top of the hierarchy.
Oh, okay. So he's the first player because he's on top of the hierarchy. Good. And
Yes.
then after that, it's clockwise.
Yes.
So Dan, you don't have any die coming from your.
Yeah, I have no
economy.
dice because I have devoted all of my attention to the king. Because the king is Christian, I guess that appeals to me in this game. But so I want to throw a really good feast. So I'm looking to pick up some stones from the city. Fred, could I pick up 2 of your stones?
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna give you 2 stones like this.
You're gonna give me 2
Of
stones,
course.
right?
Yeah.
No.
Each stone that
So,
you grab from
the thing
Sigfrid
is
also gives you 1 die.
I will say, Dan.
Yeah.
I want to help you. I feel bad for those brigands that I sent your way. It wasn't my intent. So
Yeah.
I will give you one of my stones.
It wasn't your
Oh.
intent.
No, it wasn't. That's the thing. The setup was,
They just
you know,
go
it was
wherever they want.
confusing. I was really not sure what was happening. I just rolled the dice, placed it, and then I realized it was an action, and I deeply regret that.
This is interesting, Fred, because usually when we play, I'm trying to persuade people to take more of my stones. Where I'm like, you can take 4, but not 2.
I think one is fine. One is fine.
So you're saying I can take 1? Okay, so I'm
You
going
can
to
take
take one stone from Fred, and I guess I should click on the right screen because I'm here clicking ineffectually on the StreamYard.
Yeah,
Now,
so you're you're cheating. That's what you're saying then. That's...
Yeah, I'm trying to take stones from behind your screen. Let's see.
That's one. That gives you 1 dice.
Yeah, so I have 1 die so far.
As a rule of thumb, you want to roll minimum 2 because that lets you use both of your actions from the chess pieces.
Yeah.
Now, David, I think you would very much like to give me some stones for secret reasons.
For secret reasons?
Yes, because maybe you have a lot of influence in my house. So maybe I think you might want to capitalize on that. So
I would like to capitalize on that. How many are you looking to take from me?
Like 3.
3?
Yeah, like 3.
That's a big feast.
I will give you. We can do 2 and see how things are moving along later, and then we can maybe revisit that 3.
Okay, so I'm going to take 2. So this means I now have 3 dice. Okay. Now, Matilda, I think you probably want to illustrate what happens when doubles are rolled. Because you're
so maybe you need more. Maybe Dan needs more dice.
So maybe
that would be an interesting proposition, Dan. Except I am dirt poor with 2 pennings, and my economy has just been blocked.
Well, me
off by
too.
brigands.
So how about this? If you give me 2, I will give you 2 on your turn. Wow. So we can help each other throw some really good parties.
Sure, that sounds fun.
Like some really bopping parties. Okay.
So Eric is asking why we would be consenting to giving stone, and because all of those stones that are taken from Sigtuna are taken from Sigtuna into their house. So it's actually more influence that we're putting into their house. So that means that if that player ends up winning and we have more influence than their own influence in their house, we would take the victory from them. So agreeing to provide your own coins from Sigtuna for another player is a way to influence them.
Yeah. Which I think, like, you know, I know we said we were going to talk about this a little later, but that to me is one of the defining things about this game that puts it in the Pax category, is that, like, spreading influence and, like,
except it takes place on the homeowner association level.
Oh, that's a nice. You have a pair.
Look at that.
That's a nice pair.
Yes, so, amazing.
Oh, thank you. People usually don't say that to me, but so I'm very excited. So I've got a pair. So there are 2 things I can do. Do you want to explain it, Matilda, or should I?
So first of all, you have to place one stone from your house into another one. So that's the first one.
Why don't we?
And while you think about that, I'll explain the other 2 options. Or rather, when you've done that, you then have a choice of 2 things. You can either flip a coin to its other side. Any other coin. Like, you can flip the other player's coins, change their loyalties, because that's what these represents. They are your loyalty to the king, represented as a physical token. It's not a currency that you spend, because this is not a functional economy in the sense that we like to think of them. The other option is to stir things up at the local gossip. You can swap 2 adjacent pieces in the hierarchy.
And in fact, I'm going to do that.
Oh, thanks.
Whoa.
Wow, thanks.
Whoa.
Whoa! Oh my god!
Oh.
Oh my god, Dan! After everything I've done for you,
Yeah.
Everyone
is-
heard. Everyone heard about what you did with those brigands.
but I gave you.
Yeah.
My,
Yeah.
it
You
is genuinely
start with
shocking.
21 stones, and one of them goes into the hierarchy.
I'm disgusted
have-
right now.
Effectively, you have 22.
I'm this close to rage quit. This close.
Okay. So that's your. Have you ended off a stone as well?
I did.
Yes. Cool. Then you move on to your chess pieces.
Oh, there was a
Now-
question about how many stones
Yeah,
did we
you start with 20. You have 21 and plus place one into the hierarchy,
Yeah.
and then you send 2 to each other's player's house and place 1 runestone. So really, you start with math. 20, depending on the amount of players, 19, and then I think we start with like around some number. I don't remember. It's too late for math. And yeah. A number of stones, basically. And then it's Dan's part of the turn where Dan interacts with the chess pieces. Now, here, how far he can reach into the market, that you would say, is actually determined by how many of the king's pennings you have. They give you international contact, higher reach. It lets you basically get in contact with people. So his options, he can either use the empty printed king action in the bowl right now, or he can use the pawn action here because he has access to like a 2, because he has 2 pennings, and he can always use the 0 cost pawn bowl. So your options right now are basically king and pawn or pawn and pawn, because you can only take the king's action once per turn.
Well, I think my first action, I would like to take a king action. So I'm going to.
Oh, this is come on. This is just this is.
So I'm going to use this die.
This is too much, Dan. You're
Yeah.
not going to be invited anymore.
I bet you
Yeah.
are going to use that die.
I'm going to
So-
use that die. So this king is now going to travel between houses. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I chose to use the 5 that I rolled. And oh my goodness, it looks like the king has decided to visit Fred. What an
So
honor.
I'm a great
doesn't show,
host.
like the individual movement doesn't show up. So what happened was king moved from 3 to now 1, 2, 3,
Okay.
4.
4 and
5.
5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was fancy. I did move it around, but yes,
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
I have to stop at every spot. Good to know.
Don't have to, just doing it to show the people at home.
So the king is visiting Fred and receiving gracious gifts,
Guesting is the official term.
guesting his beautiful gifts that Fred is giving to that king. Now, at the same time, because I put out the king, I also need to put out a rune stone. Isn't that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so I'm going to look back here, and I think I will place. Let's see. It is so unfortunate where some of you are placed. I guess I will go right here.
Okay, Dan.
So that was my first action, is a beautiful king move. Now I think that my next move is, why don't we move a pawn? So
I know
up
where
here,
this is going. Yeah.
Fred, you do?
Yeah. I kind of have a sense of what's going to happen here.
So here comes the here comes this pawn. I'm going to move it to there. And because that was a red road, it's going to cost 2 movement out of my 5. And then though, I'm going to move it again to there.
Oh my god.
And because it passed my runestone, I get to place a stone from my house into Sigtuna.
Just to be clear, Dan could totally go on the other side and make sure that I also got something, but he went out of his way to make sure that I didn't.
Yeah.
Which is the technical term in the rule book is a dick move. I think
Yeah.
it's clear.
Oh,
Like
no.
it's on that.
I guess
Yeah,
I got the rules wrong. I thought I had to go straight. Oh, oops.
I noticed
I
that
would
as
never
well,
make a game
Fred.
where you have to illustrate.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
sorry. That's my big
It's
sword
on page
energy.
3
But
of
I
the
went
rule
over
book.
there.
Yeah, I was going to say it's right over here
Yeah.
if you want to follow along at home.
So
Wow.
actually, the thing I'm going to put out into Sigtuna is this beautiful stone, because I want to pay homage to my good friend, my loyal friend, David.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that, but
You're welcome. Okay, so I've gone 3, and then I'll move a little further. So I'll go 4,
4.
5.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's it for me.
Oh, Eric, it went war a couple of times. It was
Yeah.
already war. This is just a
war started.
The war
with
started
setup.
during setup.
yeah.
Yeah. And that's your action. Those are your actions. So we're gonna
Those are my
return
actions.
we're gonna return the dice to the. We should have a container for the dice, I think.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
It doesn't matter too much, but
And
then
I
also
move
all
these
these
down.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
exactly. Exactly. So they move down. You might recognize it from some other games.
Yes. That does ring a bell.
Yeah. So then it is my turn. Dan, if I remember correctly, you promised me that I would get 2 of your stones.
You could take
2.
1. No, just kidding. You can take 2.
I'll take 2. So that'll get me 2 dice. And honestly, I think 2 dice will be pretty. I think that will be enough for me in life right now. I'm not in the mood for like throwing huge parties.
Oh my god.
I mean,
This
but you
is-
can
this
just
is
get them all in 6
Ah.
anyway.
A successful, modest party, the best kind.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a huge hit. You should have been there.
David, are you sure about the random, like the RNG? I think it's something is wrong. Yeah, Olivier sees it. Something is rigged. This is not
Yeah.
normal. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm gonna hand a stone to Dan.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Friendship.
Yeah, exactly, friendship. And then I'm gonna move up in the hierarchy.
hmm
Now I have 2 2s for my actions here, which is not like a lot, honestly. But it does let me to take a king action. Just move the king 2 steps onto.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Why?
Because
not
of
really.
friendship, Dan. Friendship. This is
Friend. I don't think we have that word in our language, in our tongue.
I mean, they do. They did. And then I am.
We don't have that word in English.
Then I am faced with a decision. I think I shall place my little runestone here.
Yes, Chris. This is the subtitle of the game.
And then we're gonna use a pawn action because you can't take the you can only use each bowl once, and you can't take the king action twice, no matter what. Basically, the only action in the game you can take twice is the pawn. But I took a 2, so I'm gonna move the pawn 2 steps, which is an unfortunate number. I would have liked to get 3 because then I would have gotten an extra stone. But I got 1, which I shall be happy with.
And just to be clear, you can put any stone that is in your house in
Exactly.
Sigtuna.
That's what Dan did last time on the
Yeah.
rootstone. He placed one of David's stones.
Okay.
And
So
that's my turn.
so back to me.
Everything moves down one.
Yep.
And here's a funny thing that happens to Fred. The king actions are blocked.
Well, I don't really care about taking the.
So now we can actually take some time to explain the bishop, because he is the only other piece that Fred can reach right now.
So I'm gonna focus
the
on
bishop-
him.
The bishop lets you basically take whatever number of dice you assigned him in and place that many stones from your house into one other player's house. He is a mover in the most literal sense of the word. He will marry this. He will marry all the people living around the water here. if he has to, which he does.
So Eric, no, Olivier is asking. So the stone, so the pawns that we make them move down actually helps us bring back stones in Sigtuna. So each time one of our runestone is hoped over, we can bring one stone from our house into Sigtuna, and once the pawn reaches Sigtuna, we can add another stone there.
Yeah.
Okay, and what does the orange path or red path shows is that it costs 2 to get there and not 1. So it's a harder path to take, difficult roads. Yeah. Okay, so that's gonna be me. I have 1 because I have 1 silver penning here, and I was thinking, I think David.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty clear now that they are both against us.
I'm noticing that as well.
So
whoa! I put one of yours out, David. I love you.
He's getting rid, and I want to associate more with you. So I kept all of the stones that you gave me at the beginning of the game, obviously. So I think that a stronger alliance would be great. So if you gave me a couple of stones, that would be pretty awesome.
I'm okay with that. You're looking for 2 specifically?
Ideally, yeah.
How about 3?
No, 2 is good.
I am not going to give you 3. I'll give you 2.
Okay.
I'll give you 2.
So I'll get 2 in my house, and I'm so happy to welcome them into my house.
Yeah, thank you.
They are very welcome. They are not in the stables or anything. They are literally, I'm treating them.
They're in the
really
latrine.
well. Yes, exactly. So that
I wouldn't know. I can't see over there.
Yeah, trust me, they are in a great place. So that's 3 eyes for me, and I'm gonna roll. Oh my god!
Whoa!
This is quite excellent.
That's fair.
Yeah, and they were nicer than Dan's. I just want to say for the record. Yeah.
Everyone's always saying that.
Yes. So I did roll a pair, so I can place 1 stone in another house.
Eric, if you want to read the rulebooks, like they are available on Board Game Geek. Both like the long, unabridged rulebook where I go into intricate historical detail about like the reason for all the rules, kind of the same thing that I'm doing right now, and also a shorter, like basically player reference.
And I flipped the Yorkie. So that's nice. So I sent this. What I think I'm gonna do is because I really believe in my strong friendship with Dan, I'm gonna send him 6 stones. 1,
Whoa!
That's a lot of stones.
3, 4, 5, 6. So friendly right now.
Thank you.
Strong friendship. We have so much.
I have so many stones I can't even count them.
Yeah, we have so much in common. It's crazy. And then I'm gonna place this one here. So I'm gonna put those 2 aside just to show that I used them. So that means that I'm gonna move 1 pawn 6.
You only have 1 option.
And yeah, that's the only option. So I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna be nice to David, and I'm gonna bring back 1 of his stones.
Oh, thank you.
In Sigtuna. So he has options. So that's basically it for me. Those were my 2 actions. Those 2 come back up.
Yes.
Because they were used, and everything else goes down 1. So that means that, this would be a more, as it would go down, it would be more interesting, I guess, to be used. Yeah, Fred the Generous. That's exactly me. And no Molotov Cockatiel. That was not the sign of the beast. It was the sign of friendship. I don't know what you're trying to say here.
Okay. Interesting. Well,
you get 1 die by default.
Yeah, and I think what I'm gonna do. Yeah, Fred, do you want to do a little... I only want 1 additional die, so are you cool with me grabbing one of your...
Yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Wait a minute. I should have placed this one back.
Yeah.
I'm going to place it back here, obviously.
Okay. Yeah, and I will... move that pawn down our path. If you let me take one of yours.
Oh yeah.
I
Of
can
course.
help
I
us
expected
out.
that much. Yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful. So I'll be rolling 2 die.
You still. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah.
So they're over here. No pairs. And I have the king squatting on my thing.
Yeah,
So
so you
I-
can only your options are king and pawn.
King and pawn. So I think actually what I'm going to do, because if I move the king on either of these die, he's going to Sigtuna and
He's
we're
going
holding
to
a thing.
Sigtuna, and we're going to hold the thing, which is like an ancient term for a folkmoot that is still in use in Scandinavian judicial systems, which I think is very funny.
Oh, a question for you, Matilda.
I think there's about 200-300 people right now with like about 300 copies paid for, and not all of them have been sent out yet. There is the print run is 1,000 games, so that's how many I have, and I have not yet decided if I'm going to do more. It's an expensive game to produce, lots of upfront costs and whatnot.
I think I'm actually gonna do. We're gonna send the king to Sigtuna first.
Yeah.
So 1, and then 2. King's over in Sigtuna.
We'll resolve the thing at the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Right. And that also means I get to place a runestone. So I'll place that over here.
Nice.
And now I'm gonna do my pawn. So we'll go 1, 2, 3,
I think you should pass by me as well.
4.
No, I don't think so.
I think you should. I'll place one of your stones.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
then we could do that. 5,
5 and 6.
6. So I am placing 2 in Sigtuna. Fred's getting 1, and Matilda's getting 1.
So many runestones in Sigtuna.
Yeah.
Oh, in stones, or stones really. They're only runestones when they're out on the roads. Here they're more like influence.
Now I could have, because the king moved, I could have used that penning to activate the knight, but the pawn was feeling like the better choice there.
It didn't make any I think the brigands are not really causing any problems, really.
Exactly.
Right, Dan. Yeah. Dan agrees.
Yeah,
What
they're
the
fine.
knight does, the knight fills the function of removing dice from the board.
Which is also important because if we get to a point where dice are no longer available, we all lose, right? Yeah.
And it's also important for like how the king's project is going. We'll move everything down, and then we'll move on to the thing.
So now we're holding the thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
As I mentioned, it's an ancient term for a folkmoot, where we're voting about like if we think we should support the king's nation building efforts, if we think he's doing like a good job, if we like him. Really, we're voting on if we're loyal to him.
I think he's doing a great job. I'm gonna say it.
So
amazing.
It goes in hierarchy order, but doesn't matter that much. So then,
I vote for the king.
yeah. So then you get a die, and I will roll all of them at once. And I will also vote for the king. I like him.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, David?
I'm also feeling pro king.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what
And I
about
feel
you,
like-
Fred?
I
Are you a
feel like-
royalist? Can you say on stream that you are a royalist?
I feel like everyone is already pro king, and I like the king a lot, but I feel like he has enough support. I've already spent some time with him, so I don't think I'm passing, but it's in good spirit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what we do here, each of us roll our die, and if any one of us rolls over the total amount of dice
So
on
you
the
need
map,
a 6.
that is to say a 5. Yeah.
Oh,
We
is
need
it
to roll
equal or above, or just above?
I should make it's above. At least
so it's
according
only
to the.
And there are 5 dice on the, so that's
Yeah.
you need to have a 6.
So let's roll. So if any one of us gets a 6.
Yeah, so I rolled. I failed.
I
I
failed.
also failed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So-
really sad.
Yeah.
That's I'm
So this game
disappointed.
takes place over 3 rounds, and this is the end of the first round. If the king had succeeded here, we would have flipped his coin in the hierarchy to its penning side. But we didn't, and basically, if the king gets to flip his coin twice, that's a victory for the king, and also a victory for the most loyal person to the king, which in this case would be Diana, because him and I are tied for pennings. That is what we're checking here. The most pennings wins if the king succeeds on this check twice. And since we're tied, we also check hierarchy. So Dan would win right now. But this was a devastating blow to royalty all around.
Yeah, yikes.
Awful.
Yeah.
So we get a new penning.
Yes, exactly. Each of us gets a new penning.
I will flip. Oh, I'm
I
sad
flipped the
because
250, the 25 euro coin. It's another penning.
it's unfortunately it's not. Do I have to place it? Can I place it at any extremities?
Yeah, you just can't move them around during your turn, but
Yeah. Okay.
I did not care to specify where you would place them. I figured people could figure it out on their own.
Okay. I feel like I feel a bit lonely here. As a quiet.
Yeah.
I'm a quiet king supporter, but maybe I'm a bit too quiet.
All right. So we go into the next round. Play basically continues as normal, except now we have more economic means or political means. And since David was the one who take the king to the thing, it's Dan's turn.
All right. So I have one die. Oh, I guess I should make sure these are all back. And let's see.
I'm happy to give you a couple of runestones if that can help.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh. You're always so good to me.
Yeah.
I think that's a wonderful offer. Thank you. I
have the feeling you're gonna say no and you don't know how to say it, and that hurts my feeling.
I must.
I want to help you. You cannot just roll one dice.
We've got flu, so
yeah.
You're not invited to this party. But that's only because I esteem you so highly that I don't want to share my germs with you. But
I
David,
for my germs.
Yeah. Does anyone else is anyone else interested in giving me any stones? Maybe coming and hanging out.
I can give you one because I'm poor.
Okay.
Are you? I assume you're planning to unlock the local 3, so to speak.
Yeah, I want to be friends with everybody. Like David, I would like
except
one of
me,
yours.
apparently.
I
Fred,
could get talked into it. I would like to sort of rectify our relationship a little bit because it got a little bumpy, and I would like to sort of.
Thank you. I would like that as well.
Okay.
Because you have a nice voice.
Thank you.
Yes, you have a soothing voice, David. You should consider doing some ASMR.
Told me that. I don't know.
I know.
If you were to scratch a microphone, I would listen to it.
Yes.
Like crinkle some wrappers into a microphone. I would be so into that. So David is letting me take one. Is that correct, David?
That's correct. You may take one.
And
you may take one of mine, just to be clear.
Okay, thank you so much, Fred. Matilda, and you're letting me take one of yours?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. I will do my best to return these favors. I'm not going to take any of mine. So
you're very generous with other people's money then. Okay.
Yeah. Well, wait. Isn't that... I thought you liked that, Fred.
I like when you're generous with my money.
I thought you liked being generous with other people's money. Okay, so I'm going to roll these, and I doubt I'll get a pair.
Oh, you did.
Whoa!
It was a wonderful feast, and actually, it was so wonderful that I want to give Fred a gift.
Oh,
just a secret gift.
Yes, that's a nice gift. I really appreciate it.
And let's see. I don't know if I'm into the king actually. So I'm going to flip one of my Pennings.
My God, traitor.
So I scratch his image off, and I'm just going to spend that money.
The more accurate representation would be melting it down into a really sick, like, arm bracelet or something.
Yeah.
Or just cutting it in half, which is something they did because they wanted, like, smaller units. Which is also why the bottom coin on the board is cut in half. Which is not something you do when you respect the local government, just to be clear. The government
I was confused. I thought actually if I cut it in two, now there's two images of the king.
He's respecting more, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like when I take $1 bill and cut it in two, now I have $2. I think that's right.
Actually, you gotta cut it in three so you can get $3 bills.
Oh, I've never thought of that. That's really good. Okay, so I get to take a couple of actions now.
Yeah.
And why I think that the time is right to use this knight. And I'm going to be using a 3, and that knight is going to be slaying a brigand.
Oh. That makes sense.
Or, just building a bridge. There's plenty of reasons things could be.
I want to say...
I don't think it counts unless a head gets cut off.
I just want to say, Dan, thank you for doing this. I think we're all happy that you're doing it, me especially. I'm all anti-brigand. Yes. I'm so that's really good. Thank you, Dan.
I get what you're doing. You sent that brigand there because it's like your unruly cousin, and then I killed him.
Yeah, exactly. It was like a That's exactly.
Well, because you know what, Fred, you have helped me so much, and I'm so grateful to you. That what I'll do is now I will hire this rook in order to put this brigand here.
This is so kind. Yes.
This is your other unruly cousin. So,
would it not make sense to block off David's path?
I'm thinking about it, but okay, I'll put it here.
I meant more one step up because that means like they have to go down to
I like David. David and I are trying to repair. No, we're trying. No, I have to do it here. I'm sorry. The reason is because I'm trying to. David and I are best friends.
It's true.
Is it?
It's like long time best friends.
It's like 3rd grade, and so I'm just trying to be good. Just trying to help.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
that sounds like a turn.
Yeah. So I am finished.
Wow.
Makes it my turn. Now, David,
yes.
Do you think I could get that stone back that I so graciously gave you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I will take one of your stones, and I guess I'll take like one of mine. And Fred, how you feeling about your stone capacity? You have plenty.
Yeah. You can take one from me. That's fine.
Very cool. Thank you very much. And Dan, you're too popular in my house. You're not invited to like this specific party.
Oh.
Actually, would you like to be invited? Would you like to be invited?
I would like to just be invited. Like you don't have to.
Like one stone level of invited into my house.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, I'd feel good.
I need to get rid of your stones somehow. You have too many here. So that's 4 dice.
This is going great.
That's not a single pair. I am economy. No. I may never recover economically.
Yikes.
But then again, you have quite a few options.
I have quite a few options.
It's unfortunate we got food poisoning at your feast.
It was just like an average feast. The small talk never really took off. I think I know what I shall do. Since I am vaguely concerned about my own personal economy, I shall just use this here for the pawn to move this here runestone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that gives me and Dan the opportunity to do some economy. I think I shall actually give one of Dan's back.
Oh,
And then
that's so reciprocal because I'm going to put one of yours in there to help your economy.
Whoa.
wow,
Yeah,
and,
dude.
then,
Everyone is being so
Look
kind
at
right
that.
now.
and then I'm just going to use this one to move this runestone into Sigtuna, giving me another stone and letting me place this one over here. So when you reach Sigtuna, you get an extra stone, and you also get to choose where the runestone goes, which is a very powerful effect, I would say. And thus marks the end of my turn.
Did you put out a stone?
I didn't take the king action.
No. I mean into Sigtuna when you return.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I placed
okay.
one of mine and one of
Okay.
yours. Okay.
Okay. So
Also, I don't know if he explained it previously. The knight and the rook are basically two halves of the same effect. The knight removes dice that are equal or lower, and the rook places dice.
So, Matilda, let's
Yes.
talk. Could I take one of your stones?
Not particularly.
Not particularly. But specifically, could I take one? No, it's a no?
No is a no.
Okay, good. In that case, David, my good friend David.
Yeah,
okay.
what's up?
What about me? Ask me.
Well, Dan, could I get one of your stones?
No, but but I also want to make an argument that David should say no because it would be really fun and you should take none because it would be really fun for the viewers to see what happens when you when you don't get a bunch, just for fun.
No, but no, I'm friends with David. What would he do?
Oh,
okay. David and I are best buds like this.
That would be fun for everyone at home to see. But I actually I think I'm playing a nice game and I'm gonna be nice. I'm feeling generous today, so go for it. And this is why I'm bad at this game. Because I just say yes to everything.
So that's 4 dice.
But,
4 dice for me. That's
go for it.
4 dice. That gives me a good odd of having a pair. So let's hope that I don't roll as bad as Matilda.
Yeah, I'm glad that. So someone who was that in the comments?
Yeah, so it was Pierre who actually put up the odds here, which is pretty great.
So one of my few criticisms of the game is I wish there had been a chart like this, sort of like Cole included the dice chart.
Yeah,
me too. I just forgot.
For John Company.
Yeah, because I'm too dumb to know this.
I just forgot, and I also was not super. I thought about it, and I was like, should I just do the odds of getting a single pair, or should I get into multiple pairs? And it was too much, and I had to do math, and it was too much work.
I did get a pair, so I'm gonna reciprocate the gift to my good friend Dan, because Dan and I feel like we're really close.
We are close.
And so I'm giving him something to mark that closeness. So that's the first thing. Then I'm gonna flip the hierarchy, and I'm gonna move 1 up. So that's quite nice. Everyone is being so nice right now.
At 7 dice, you're really asking how many pairs can you roll? Because you can do some crazy stuff with a really big party.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can get multiple pairs, and you would be able to do this multiple times, which is actually pretty awesome. So Pierre, please, can you do the same chart with the odds of rolling 2 pairs and 3 pairs?
And 5 pairs.
Yes. So that would be really good. So I've done this. Now, the only actions I can take, unfortunately, are the pawn and the king move. I think I'm going to take a king move.
Absolutely not. That is the correct response.
Thank you, Pierre. Really kind of you. So 1, 2. Oopsie, I didn't expect that. I'm sorry.
Here he comes. My good pal, the king.
Yes.
He's like, why did you flip over this coin?
Yeah, this specific coin. So weird of you.
I think the funniest part is that he was excluded from Pax Viking. His father is in Pax Viking, and his daughter is in Pax Viking. He is not in Pax Viking. Despite he arguably seeing over like the end of the Viking Age, his daughter still gets to be around and mess around in the.
So just to be clear here, Matilda, what happens when one pawn reaches the spot of another one? Do they share or do they have to stop?
One of them goes back to a starting star, and you get to put a stone in Sigtuna.
When they reach another one?
Yeah, like or specifically when they land on each other. It's basically Ludo rules. You get to knock one of them back to their home.
Nice. So then I'm gonna do 6 with this, and I'm gonna do 1, and I'm gonna be friends with everyone now. 2, 3, 4, 5. So this
6.
one get.
Yeah, exactly, and that's a red area.
5, 6.
It's a rough terrain.
So this one gets here in Sigtuna. It gets pushed.
Yeah, no. What happens is that it instantly goes back to a starting star.
Yeah.
Okay.
Starting point.
Without, So.
And you get a stone for it.
And I get a stone for it. Actually, 2 stones because I also passed
Yeah,
across.
exactly.
And Dan and Matilda, you get to place 1.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna place 1 here, and because I'm good friends.
My
with
good friend Dan, I know you
with
love to have
David.
stones in Sigtuna.
Thank you. And look, Fred, we're repairing our relationship too. I'm doing.
By
I'm doing
getting rid of
David.
each other's
I'm gonna be
influence
nice.
over each other.
Yeah, such a strong relationship between the two of us. It's really nice to see.
Really, it's just like we're just like this beautiful
Yeah.
interwoven friendship party.
That's quite
Big cuddle puddle.
That's one way to express it.
Okay, good. So this goes down, this goes down, and this goes down. And that's the end of my turn.
I played Pax Viking just last night, Matilda, and some people were surprised when I said that it is now my second favorite Viking game. So,
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter. I feel very proud.
Well, he didn't say that this was the first.
Yes, it
yeah,
is.
I'm going to leave. It's actually Blood Rage. No, it is.
Oh gosh, don't get me started on Blood.
No, we don't have time for this.
So I would really love to roll 4 dice.
I'm so happy to help.
Yeah, are you down for helping?
Yeah, definitely. I'm happy to give you two stones.
2? Wow. Okay, so yeah, I'll take.
This is how much I value our friendship.
No, I think that's gonna work out nicely for you as well.
Just if you move the king, I just don't want the king to be near.
I won't send you the king.
I don't want him
David.
to be anywhere near me, unless he's on that. Yeah, no, I don't want to see him.
Yeah, Dan, what's up?
Yeah, stop talking, Fred. David, I'm DTF. I'm down to friendship. So if you want one of mine, so that you can also roll, so you can hit 4.
Down to feast.
Yeah, down to feast. That's perfect.
That actually sounds great. That sounds great. Thank you. So I'm rolling 4 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if we get some pairs.
Yeah.
There we go.
Congrats.
The best feast.
It's a really good feast.
I was drunk under the table.
I really.
No, David. No,
I'm
you don't
sorry.
do that,
I'm sorry.
David. You don't
I'm sorry.
want to do that.
Fred, check this out. This is going to be fine.
No,
because
Did you give a stone to another house?
I did not give a stone to another house.
you can give one of mine to Dan. I think
You
would
can
like
give
that.
one of Fred's to Fred. That'd be cool. That'd be funny.
I'll do that. So that happens, and then I'm going to do a pawn. Whoa, we could get.
You can do
wild
something
with the
pretty
bishop.
wild. Yeah, you can do something
wild
pretty
with
cool.
the bishop. Okay.
Everyone's loves to get wild with the bishop.
I
Yeah,
love
the bishop
getting
is
wild
the
with
best.
bishop.
Yeah, the bishop
Yeah,
is the
bishop.
best.
I'm gonna do some pawn action though.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4,
And
5.
Five.
Wow.
No.
Unbelievable.
Good lad, David. Yeah.
I see a good
Wow.
place to put a brigand.
I can't believe you've done this.
Actually, but here, Matilda, instead of like putting out 2 of my stones, I'll throw one of yours in.
Oh, that's really kind.
It's just a consolation prize.
That's a
really.
consolation prize.
That's really friendship.
And Fred, you got your 1, right? Because we passed.
Oliver, the pawns basically take steps from these starting stars and then down to, they sort of trickle down towards Sigtuna. This is trickle down economics about 1,000 years before Reagan. They move their way down to Sigtuna, and when they reach Sigtuna, they all go back to a starting star of the current player's choice.
There's so much trickling. Yeah. Oh, and I'm worried about what David is going to do now.
I think I've got to do the 5 bishop, right? Yeah. And these all.
I'm pretty sure it says so in our contract. You're obliged to do like big bishop plays.
Big bishop, and I think these all have to go to the same player, right?
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
I
think he's gonna get really chummy with someone.
Let's get married.
I'm gonna send a boatload of fun to Dan.
Oh yes, Dan likes it. When I did it to him, he was really enjoying it. He was like, and we stayed
There are
friends.
so many stones behind my screen. I have no idea how many I have.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Here
I
they
think
come.
that Dan's house is a nest of spies. Yeah, it's like
All are welcome. We're a melting pot.
Also, I just want to say like how proud I am of like the term house in the game. Like for the longest time, it was just like called the players like supply or whatnot. But then I don't know, the term house was revealed to me in a dream, and I liked it because it has a really nice double meaning. Like it's both like a noble house because these are like the proto nobility of Sweden, kind of. But it's also like quite literal because at this point in time, the central structure of authority, like physical structure, was the longhouse, the single house. Everyone's just hanging out in the same house. I really like that.
So I did the reset of the market, and I think that's it for my turn.
Yeah.
I am in a bad spot. Okay. Well, I have 1 die. Unfortunately, this king is he's been here for like 4 years.
Yeah.
Just hogging all my cabbage.
My cabbages.
Like, how many cabbages can you eat? All right. David.
Yeah, we should repair this, right?
David, you and I,
what's up?
We've butted heads over the years. Would you give me 2 stones?
Absolutely. After what I just did to you, absolutely.
I really appreciate that. Matilda, you're my friend also.
Yeah.
And I think you've got a lot of influence in my house. And I think maybe you want to give me 2 stones.
Maybe I will. And if I do, could you flip? If you get like a good feast, could you flip one of my coins?
Like okay, so you want a silver. Okay,
Yeah.
How about this? If I get... What are the odds of me getting 2 pair?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Because Olivier was like, no, I'm not going to help. Oh, Pierre
no, it was
like,
Pierre.
no, I'm not going to help
Pierre.
anymore.
Yeah, Pierre doesn't want to be nice, so I mean,
Pierre was
Pierre
like,
doesn't want to do some really
Typical-
complicated math.
typical Pierre behavior.
Not Pierre. Okay, so I'm taking 2 of your stones. If I get...
Oh
so
my God.
my first
So with
pair
4 dice,
I will use to help
with 4
you.
dice, the odds are pretty low. Yeah, it's 7.4%, so not great. And
What about with 5? See, when I play this game for real, I need the live stream people helping.
yeah, exactly. You always need a.
The little voices in your head telling you mass.
I'm happy to give you a 1 stone to increase those odds.
Okay, thank you, Fred. I will take one of your stones
This
because
is gonna be a really big party.
you and I and now watch. I'm gonna get a Yahtzee. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna press this like 45 times because I'm so
it's
scared.
random. That's 2 pairs.
There you
Okay.
go. Look at that.
2 pairs.
Wow.
Okay, so I get to give some stone. So I give away 2 stones. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Fred, here's a stone.
Thank you.
It's a secret what it was.
Yeah.
And I would like to give a stone to my good friend Matilda.
Mm-hmm.
But so I am absolutely going to flip one of Matilda's pennings.
Mm-hmm.
And I think let's see. You know who else needs a penning flipped?
David.
David needs a
But
penning flipped.
he needs
I-
a silver flipped.
I disagree, but
You don't see the greater picture. I think you definitely need this.
Okay, so I won't flip one of
You have
David's
plenty of
because he
stones to keep
disagreed
going.
with what I was
You have
saying.
economy.
He made a compelling argument. He's like, "No, sir, that is incorrect what you said." But I do think this is a good change.
But I think this is also incorrect, Dan. I think this is...
So the king is now more popular than Fred because of his Christianity. Because he's like always talking about God, like always. Like, all right, never mind. You know what? I'm sorry. I won't do that. I will flip one of mine because I really ought to. I need to reach some of these other people.
Oh, that's going to be even worse, actually.
Okay, I apologize. Now my feasting is done. You were all invited. I put something in Fred's cup.
I don't like what's coming.
All right. So why don't we?
You really gonna Kingsman yourself and then place out dice?
No,
You know what I think you should do?
Tell me.
I think you should open up Roslagen, the area to the right of the board.
That is a fun idea. So I am going to push Fred down because it's funny.
For fuck's sake.
I'm sorry, I'm so indecisive with my.
Then you can't reach the knight.
Yeah, I'm going to actually. We will be using the knight.
You can't reach it.
Oh yeah, you're right. I can't. You're right. Well, I'll leave it to you. That's okay. And Matilda, let's see. How about this? I'm going to use this on a king to go 1, 2, 3. Ah, shit.
I wave at the king as he passes by.
Oh my gosh.
How did that happen? That king.
Oh.
He heard there were some cabbages over there.
I'm more pickles kind of guy, but yeah.
He loves them cabbages. And then I'm just going to be boring. I'm going to do this little pawn action to move this pawn into Sigtuna because I would like to put out one of my stones here. Oh, and I should put out, because I moved the king, I should be putting out a runestone. Matilda.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to do this for you because you want that path open.
That's a good motivation. It's really nice.
I carved that in your honor.
Wow, thanks.
And it's a beautiful rune stone. It tells a wonderful story. And I'm done. Sorry to take so long. I was just wanted to know how much I could bug Fred.
The answer is a lot.
Yeah.
It's my turn.
Mucho.
I get 1 die by default. I'm gonna take one of my own stones, I think, for another die. David, how do you feel about dice? You wanna join me?
Yeah,
David
that's
and Dan, you're the ones with cash right now. So
yeah, you can have some cash.
Yeah. Dan, what about you? May I take one?
Would you rather take 3?
Not particularly.
Oh,
Well,
okay. You can take one. You can take one.
That's 4 total.
Hey.
Very nice.
There was no cabbage at the feast. I wonder who did that, but it was a great feast.
I'm gonna hand this stone over here to David. Have fun with it.
I don't want that.
That's too bad. You wouldn't say no to a gift.
Yeah, that's so rude, David.
You wouldn't pirate a car, would you, David?
We're gonna be a bit funny and move the king up.
That is funny.
Really,
I like that. That is a good king joke. I like it.
really hate this turn.
Okay, and then I could do something funny. I just realized. So I'm gonna use this 5 to use with the knight, and use that to remove this little die.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna use this 6 with the pawn.
Oh yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's economy, baby. So I get to place 2 stones in Sigtuna, and I think Dan, you'll also get one. And then this goes back right here.
I get to put one in?
Yes. No, I put one for you.
Oh, cool.
Because I got 2 stones, because I got all the way from the start to the
That's
Sigtuna.
a very kind way of you to repay me for carving that beautiful runestone for you.
Exactly. And that shall be my turn.
Okay, so I have 1 die because people are mean.
That king.
Yeah. You know what, Dan? I think you can repay me by giving me a stone.
But the king is repaying you by being really cool.
Are you giving me a stone? Yes.
And showing you what he can do to a cabbage. Like, he can get 2 cabbages in his mouth at a time.
I need some of your cabbages.
I'm pretty sure there's a historical document backing this up. It's the
Can I get one of your
your
cabbages, then?
No, you know what? Because the king is just amazing.
Okay. David.
Yeah.
Can I take one of your?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
So that's second die
much
for
these
me.
cabbages.
Matilda, would you be interested in having some influence in my house?
Let me look at the hierarchy. That depends. Are you planning on using the Mr. Rook?
Am I planning on using Mr. Rook? No, I'm not.
Then, no. Actually, I can pay a stone to not use the Rook.
If I place the on the runes on the space where the Rook is, can I still use the king or no?
You cannot.
You cannot. Yeah. Well, if you give me 1, I would have a. I don't know what. I might use the Rook.
No,
Yeah.
no, you're fine. You're on your own.
Yeah, I'm on good. Then I'm gonna lose 1 of. Yeah, Dan rooting for this. That's fine. 2, 3, and I'm gonna roll.
Dan, you're so handsome, and you have such great control of your house.
Oh shoot! I didn't sign in at the right. I didn't. Oh no! Sorry, everyone. That was
your daughter.
that was meant to be a sock puppet. My bad.
Here, and I'm gonna place this here. I'm gonna do that. Well, okay. So because I have to use the Rook because you asked me to, I guess I'm gonna do this. And place this here.
Oh my! Really? Do you have to do that?
You asked me to do it. You said
I asked you not to.
You said if I'm not giving you a stone, it's because I want to make sure that you use the Rook. And I was like, okay, that sounds a bit weird. I'm not really sure what you're going with that.
Yeah, I forgot, but
yes.
that's very rude. I don't think you should do that.
Wow.
1, and that's it. This is it for me. And I'm not the last one in the hierarchy for now. So
this is rough.
This goes down.
This is
This
really
goes
rough.
down, this goes down, and this goes up.
Okay. I'm getting one.
You know what, David? If I
Yeah.
could, I would totally give you a runestone right now because I'm that kind of person. I would totally do it.
That's very thoughtful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use both of mine. To give me 2 more. I would love 1 more. Matilda or Dan, I'll let you.
Yeah, you can
Who
take
wants
one of
to?
mine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
No, I just had my economy ruined by like an unrelated brigand. So
Yeah. No, I know things are tight for you over there right now. So.
yeah, it's so hard.
Thanks,
So hard.
Obama.
So, there we go. We got 1 pair. That is absolutely
Oh, for fuck's sake.
going towards this. I am not sitting at the bottom of the hierarchy anymore.
But we're fighting for the bottom. Wouldn't you want to be more friendly with the king? More, yeah.
I would like to not be at the bottom of the hierarchy. It's the decision I'm making.
Who are you giving a stone to? Are you giving another stone to me?
No.
Or to Fred?
Well, do you want another stone?
Well, I'm pretty sure I have like 19 of your stones. So.
Yeah, I think we're good. I'll give a little treat for Fred.
Oh, that's really kind.
Yep. And then let's do some. Oh, I really want to move. Oh, I can move the king.
And you want to do
also
something?
have the bishop at your disposal.
I do.
Yes, Pierre. This is exactly what's happening.
I'm gonna move the king too.
Yeah.
Boop. Boop. And then I will move.
The king has moved on to a different cabbage patch.
Did you
Oh my God,
carve a
this is-
rune stone?
I did not throw out a rune stone. Let me do that.
Because if you're going to move a pawn, you could guarantee income, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I've got kind of an interesting. Here's what I'll do. Yeah, so I am gonna put out a rune stone, and I'm gonna do this for Dan.
Ooh.
Give him a runestone in Dandel, the northernmost area where no one goes.
Yeah, it's like up here
Up here.
in this inhospitable wasteland.
No, I'm gonna do this right over here. And then I will. Yeah, because it's the pawn I want to move is this one here, so it actually we'll just do enough to bump him
Send
into
it home.
Send it home. So 1, 2. I will put out. I'll put this one here for Fred.
Thanks, love it.
And then this comes back over here. Wow, so that's going over there. Yeah. And now dice. Perfect. Okay.
Okay. So I get 2. Oh, it's so nice when my cabbage harvest is not. I mean, I'm honored. The king eats my cabbage. Okay. Let's see. Matilda, you and I love to trade. Would you give me 1?
My economics are in shambles, unfortunately.
How about you give me 1 and I give you 2 on your turn?
No, I don't think I will.
Oh, I even used my eyebrows. Let's see, Fred. I know you want to get in here.
I will be happy to if you promise to move the king.
I promise
Okay,
to
then
move the king.
yes, you can take one of mine then.
Okay. Oops, I don't get. I clicked the wrong thing. I'll just roll that. I don't need an ostentatious feast like some of my friends. Oh, but it
Look
was
at that.
ostentatious.
It was still
anyway.
pretty good.
Okay.
It's about 50-50 to get a pair with 3 dice.
Here, Fred, I'm giving you a stone. And I'm not sure, but why don't we? Oh, Fred, want another?
No.
Fred, do you want me to flip that?
But I guess if I say no, you will do it anyway.
I know, it's like we're playing a game. All right,
Come
well,
on,
I'll flip it.
Just do it. Yeah.
You love that king. Okay, so now let's do some stuff. So you wanted me to move the king.
Yeah. No, I don't really care that much, but yeah, sure.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to move the king all the way to the Sigtuna.
Hey, there we go.
Chris J, you can ask all you want. The other player is not obliged to give you any specific color.
And I'm going to carve a rune stone because of the king moving. There we go.
Wow.
Beautiful rune stone.
Oh, that is the most useless place I've ever seen.
And I guess it's bishop time. So, my goodness. Fred will remember that.
Oh my god, I know what's coming.
You better.
I know what's coming. I already know what's coming. I'm gonna get 5 white rune stones into my house.
We love going for a visit. Ulfric's descendants love.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So that was my exciting turn. But now we need to hold a thing.
We got to hold the thing.
You need to hold the thing.
So I vote first. Yeah. So I'm voting yes. Like I want to try to roll.
I'm voting yes. What about David?
I'm also voting yes.
And Fred?
Yeah, I would be voting yes. Why not?
Now everyone wants this. Does that mean we can make it happen?
I think so.
I don't think so.
So a single one of us needs to roll a 6 for this to succeed.
There we go.
It's a success.
It's a success.
Hey.
All right. Very cool. And then each of us gets 1 more coin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm gonna flip.
I got another penny.
Whoop.
I have a silver.
I have a penny.
Yeah, so now it's the 3rd and final round of the game.
Yeah, give me just well, actually, play while I'm out. I'll be back in a sec.
Mm-hmm. So it is my turn. I start with 1 die by default. I guess I'll just take one of my stones for one of my own stones for a die. And that'll be enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not exactly what I wanted, but it will have to do.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you.
Yeah, we reached the we were about the 90 minutes. So if that's okay, I think we're gonna maybe stop it here. I'm just wondering if we'll have the opportunity to reconvene to finish this and have a chat about PAX as a series. I guess I'll reach out and see, because I think that people would like to see the 3rd round being done.
Yeah.
I think we'll have difficulties completing the 3rd round. I don't know if ScreenTop saves a room that long.
So I just saved it. So if you're the host of the room, you can save it. So I have saved it.
Oh,
I'll
that's
just
very convenient. I did not know that.
hold on to the link, and we should be able to get back into it if we want to pick it up.
Great.
Yeah, Olivier has a question for you, Matilda. So let's get down.
How many stones would it take to move me up the production queue? I don't know. There's what kind of stones are we talking about?
There are ways. But yeah, I'll add a
I'm
link in the
kidding.
description.
The wait won't.
So you
The
can
wait
try
will
to
not be that long.
you can try to blackmail Matilda in sending you the games. But thanks everyone for being here. Thanks to the three of you for being here. I'll send a message in our secret chat to find a time to actually go through that final round. And I guess that would be a good opportunity also to talk about the victory conditions then. So that was part 1. We figure out when we can do part 2. And I want to say that was really awesome. And I'm very excited that we could do this. So it's not the final video on Pax Penning. That would be a 5th video on Pax Penning. It never
Maybe
ends.
it's worth like cutting them together into one eventually.
Yeah, but it's a stream, so I won't be able to reboot everything.
Right.
But yeah, that would be fine. I will make a playlist that's going to be a Pax Penning playlist with all of the videos on it. But it was great to have all of you. Thanks for all the ones who have been watching. I'll share some updates on Twitter on when and Blue Sky on when the new episode is going to come out. So follow me on Twitter. Remember to donate on Ko-fi to actually support the channel and make sure that we do more of those things. And yeah, we'll see episode 5 of Pax Penning. And in the future, probably 2 years from now, I will invite Dan again for Pax Transhumanity.
Yeah.
Because he's so mean, I'm going to wait a bit.
The thrilling conclusion.
The Cabbage King. He came to you.
Great. But thanks, everyone. Have
Thank
a
you.
great Sunday. And thanks for everyone who was joining. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.